All right, everyone, welcome back once again to this Beefcast production. As always, I am your casting host, Beef. Thank you very much for joining me today. Going into the second game of the Best of 5 series, coming out of Assembly Summer 2012, the group stages, round of 32, this TVP matchup. All right, let's get right into it here on Ohana. In the bottom right-hand corner, we do have the Blue Terran, one of the stars for Team Evil Geniuses. He is Puma. And in the top left-hand corner, down 0-1 in this series right now, the red Protoss. Will he be able to bring this back, bring the series back up to even? He is Quantic SaSe. So that first map, we had Entombed Valley, a much larger map, lending itself to a little bit more macro play, much smaller push distance for either one of these players, and just a map that really lends itself to a lot of harassment there. As we saw, Puma's really coup de grace in that game was being able to sneak one medevac in the right side of the natural at the same time as doing a large run by into the third. So Puma, that's something that he's really good at, something that a lot of these really good micro multitasking players, so like MKP, like Tasia, like MMA, and Puma himself are really, really good at, rather than somebody that's really just macro oriented, like MVP. Seems to have a lot more units than everybody else. Of course, he's very good at dropping and just hitting two locations at once himself, but that's not something that he's particularly known for like Puma or MMA are. So here on Ohana, it's a little bit smaller of a map. The thirds are going to be separated from the natural with destructible rocks, just like it was over in Entombed Valley. But right now, it's a much more linear focus rather than a 3-base focus right there. So it's a little bit harder to go ahead and defend in that way. So we'll see if the drop play and the run by comes out. Here, another play in the same book for Puma. And right there, oh, look at that SCV making a brilliant dodge through that supply depot. Completely lucky. But that probe going to be stuck in the base for now, as the first Marine is going to be coming out here in about 15 seconds. Back at home for SaSe, the first the cybernetic score, along with double gas, is going to be coming out for SaSe right now. And so Puma once again going to be going for that one Rax fast expand, that SCV down there. Already going to be starting the expansion very soon. No gases. And that Rax is going to be up right there. But with Puma and these double gases, there's only going to be one probe on the second gas over here, and even 2 probes right here. So this could be more of a mine game than anything. This is only 3 probes mining gas. So it could be trying to throw off Puma. This is something that SaSe and Naniwa both popularized once again back in Korea. Something that they would normally, if they wanted to go for 4 gases, they would plop. Okay, now it is 4 gases. There we go. So 2 assimilators down, each one with 2 probes in it. This is how you get just enough gas for whatever build he is going to be going. And so Puma back at home looking exactly identical, going with the exact same 1 Rax fast expand build as last time. 3 of these Marines going to be coming out with 1 bunker, playing it safe, make sure he doesn't want to take any kind of pressure right now. And Zealot Stock are going to be making their way across as the Nexus is dropped at home, and the Sentry is going to be coming back out as well. So with that warp gate about a third of the way done right now, once again there is going to be potential for pressure from SaSe right now. The Vespene gas count is going to be going up just accordingly, and with another couple of gateways possibly going down here, there could be once again some pressure put on, something that could be aimed at a little bit of economic harassment, forcing SCVs to be pulled off the line, and then using a couple of stalkers to snipe those SCVs is a popular tactic. So just really wanting to get up there, make sure that there is something in that bunker, making sure that there's no shenanigans going on, is SaSe. The next is going to be finishing up here about 45 seconds after the command center. So Puma going to be in a little bit better of an economic lead, getting a little bit more production time on his double workers. And Puma just doing almost the identical build that he did last time. Engineering Bay going to come down a little bit sooner this time. Probably going to want to drop a turret. He saw the double gas, and he wants to make sure that he's protected against anything like DTs. But with that SCV going to be making its way in there right there, let's go ahead and see what he did see. He saw one building coming in right there. It was only the gateway. He did not see the robo coming down. He did see operating off of all these gases. Didn't see a Twilight Council. So Probably not going to be DT tech after all, but I guess he did just want to start his infantry upgrades. Level 1 right there. Not a bad decision at all, but I wouldn't be surprised if he threw down a turret as well, just because he didn't see what tech it was, and he did have that very early double gas. Or maybe Puma was very wisely able to discern that there weren't a lot of probes there on those gases. Quad gas going to be going up now for SaSe as he does start production out of that robo facility pretty quickly here. Probably going to be pumping out an observer or two. Going to chrono boost nothing on that robotics facility. That is something that I absolutely hate when that happens to me and myself there. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, wasting one right there. There we go. Finally going to be pumping out that one observer. I wonder what took him so long with that. Yeah, having to force a second chrono boost on that, that's really unfortunate, but not a huge deal. SaSe will be just fine. Nothing in this bunker right now, as there are a few Marines just hanging out here, and another few Marines going to be hanging out up there, trying to fight with the Stalker, I assume. Stalker taking quite a bit of hull damage, and just trying to really use its shields to make sure that it's able to put out a little bit of pressure onto those Marines and assert some map control. Tech Lab is going to be researching STEM right now as the another Tech Lab and a reactor come down, so going to be doing double Marauder production for the time being. Starport going to be coming out with a reactor producing medevacs pretty soon here, but let's take a look right now at the sentry count. There's 4 on the map right now, which is a pretty decent amount of sentries to have out right now. Going to be very defensive minded right now. Can you just stop saying right now? Going to be very defensive-minded for the time being. Going to let the energy build up onto those sentries so that when the time comes, he's going to have plenty of force fields and guardian shields. Observer making its way across the map right now. Okay, I need to just stop saying that. I get into these quirks every once in a while. I need to stop it. So robotics facility is going to be researching extended thermal lance, as this time it looks like it could be something like a 2-base Colossus all-in. With that extended thermal lance, normally you do see the second Colossus with extended thermal lance, and that's going to be the signal to push out. With those gateways coming down, let's take a look at how many gateways he does in fact have. 5 gates for the time being. I don't see any more. So yeah, this is just going to be a pressure build rather than an all-in. Once again, if you saw something like 7 gates, then you'd be talking about an all-in. But right now, it's just looking like a pressure build. But Puma, once again, is going to be moving across the map this time with this amount of forces and 2 Colossi out with extended thermal lens, so I don't think this is going to have very much effect whatsoever. One factory is going to be moving its way across the map, act as that spotter. But just like in last game, these 2 armies could meet up in the middle here. The observer did get taken out there by Puma, and the second observer going to be going down as well. Managed to snipe a couple of Marauders there. Not a bad pickoff whatsoever. Back in town for Puma. +1 upgrades has finished for his weapons. There it is. And +1 armor for his infantry is starting as well. Viking production indeed has started in earnest with these Colossi really showing themselves on the map right there. So Puma does get a handle on what's going on. But the big thing right now to note is that SaSe has dropped this Nexus. The Nexus is going to be up well beforehand, before the Terran player is going to be able to get his 3rd up. So SaSe is poised to take quite a bit of economic lead right here. With a decent-sized army being able to defend this, then yeah, SaSe is in a pretty good position. But a group of Marines going to be stemming up here, trying to force some probes off of mining time right there. Doesn't even manage to kill a probe, but does force them off for the time being, as those probes are going to come right back in here. SaSe has absolutely no clue that the Marines are going to be coming in, and once again they do come in, this time picking out 3, 4, 5 probes and managing to escape once more. Twilight Council did go ahead and get dropped here for SaSe, so we'll see what kind of tech path he does choose with that, whether it's going to be Charged Blink or going into Templar tech, and another large army going to be moving out here for Puma with a lot of SCVs. So the big SCV train, this is going to be a large battle here for these players, and SaSe moving out across the map at the same time. This is not the position he wants to be in. These Colossi are going to be very vulnerable to some harassment here from the Viking. Blink is not finished, though. He doesn't really have the ability to defend these Colossi very well, and a couple of force fields are going to be preventing the Bio army from making its way over. But this 3rd base is in really, really rough shape. Scan going down there, wants to see what he has to fight with And the Colossi going to be the main line of defense right now against all of these units. There's a lot of SCVs in this composition, so it's not quite all Marines and Marauders like you would think. But with +1/1 for both players right now, the Vikings getting off some nice shots, but beautiful zoning right there by Puma. Going to be able to very much so just kill that base if he wants to. And yeah, SaSe has given up the base, evacuated all the probes, and he's just going to kill everything. SaSe trying to look for a flank right there, but Puma very wisely only using some of his units to go ahead and kill that. But Vikings once again taking some shots over here at the Colossus. A couple of force fields going down there, making sure that the Bio's not able to get in, but with that first Colossus does in fact fall, and the Twilight Council going to fall as well. Hallucination going to be started here for SaSe. Maybe he wants to try to fake his opponent into making some kind of an ill-fated tech choice. That's how he's going to get back into this game right now. But here's the big engagement. It's a beautiful force field. It's going to be going down right there, but the second Colossus does end up falling. These Zealots all going to be taking a lot of fire right there, so some force fields were great for trapping those units, but the Zealots were in really rough shape. All these Vikings really going to be wasted for the time being, as there's no Colossi on the field right now. But the large Marine Marauder ball going to be making its way up into the natural right now, and this is going to be the last stand for SaSe. SaSe is going to be going around right now, wants to be able to get some more good force fields, but his sentries are largely out of energy, and SaSe just crumbling under the pressure right now, banking up a lot of money as he was supply blocked for quite some time, not able to warp in enough units. The Warpin's going to be coming down here at this bottom right-hand pylon, and SaSe just looking like he is absolutely decimated at this time. Going to come in here with this big one last stand. The supply is now going to be doubling for Puma as the Marine Marauder ball makes its way into the base. Going to be taking out pylons after pylons. All these gateways going to be deactivated. A couple of the Vikings going to be landing there, and GG is called once again for SaSe as Puma puts himself up 2-0 in this series, showing some absolutely beautiful play there. Doesn't even need that economic harassment, able to just out micro his opponent, really get some good decision making there with his units, and be able to get superior positioning for a beautiful engagement and the win. Alright guys, I've been your casting host Beef. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Gonna bring you game 3 of this coming up next. Please make sure to check that out, and we'll see you